Imagine waking up to complete silence. No crashing waves, no seagulls. You pull back your curtains, and instead of an endless blue horizon, there is nothing. Where the ocean once sat, an endless valley of dark, dry earth stretches farther than the eye can see. At 4:17 a.m., every drop of water in the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, and the Arctic oceans vanishes. The tide doesn't recede naturally. The shoreline rapidly pulls back 5, 10, 20 miles until it completely disappears over the horizon. Stripping away that water exposes the true face of Earth for the first time in human history. We see gigantic underwater mountains tearing across continents, and the mid-ocean ridge, a 40,000-mile mountain chain, longer than anything humans have ever walked, sitting completely bare. The initial awe among the millions gathering at these new cliffs quickly turns to panic. This new geography is the visible start of a collapse in the planetary systems that sustain life. Down in those deep, dry canyons, millions of marine animals are immediately stranded. Whales the size of buildings lie motionless on the sand, suffocating under their own weight. Coral reefs that took thousands of years to build are thrust out into the morning sun. Without water to regulate their temperature, they bake in the open air, turning completely white within a matter of hours. These complex biomes collapse in a single day. The death of the marine ecosystem marks the first hours of Earth's greatest extinction event. This image shows massive, swirling blue and green phytoplankton blooms visible from space. These microscopic marine plants are Earth's true lungs, producing half of all the oxygen we breathe. Without the ocean, those microscopic organisms die almost instantly. Our planet's primary oxygen supply is permanently cut off. This animation tracks exactly what happens next. The ocean has always acted like a massive sponge, absorbing enormous amounts of heat and greenhouse gases. With that sponge gone, carbon dioxide levels rapidly accumulate in the atmosphere. That rising CO2 triggers a countdown timer for the human race. Earth's breathable oxygen supply is now strictly limited, shrinking month by month. On day one, nothing feels different. The sky still looks blue, and people can still take a deep breath. But the invisible biological clock for humanity has already started ticking. The ocean is Earth's liquid thermostat. A massive conveyor belt of currents carries warm water to the north and pushes cold water back south. This map illustrates the breakdown of that thermal regulation. When those currents vanish, the global temperature system fails. Localized extremes take over, freezing entire regions solid while others bake under intense, unmoving heat. Without moisture and heat moving across the globe, tropical storms and hurricanes can no longer form. Meanwhile, those intense heat zones expand rapidly, turning previously temperate, fertile continents into expansive deserts. The mild, balanced climate that allowed human civilization to grow and harvest crops over the last 10,000 years fractures permanently. Then, the global water cycle collapses. Inland rivers, lakes, and reservoirs rely on coastal moisture to replenish them. Take massive inland ecosystems like the Amazon, seen here. Much of its rainfall comes directly from the Atlantic. Cut off that invisible supply line, and the largest rainforest on Earth dries from the inside out. And the chaos extends below ground. The ocean is incredibly heavy. Removing billions of tons of water weight shifts the load on the Earth's crust. That shift in pressure destabilizes the planet's shell, waking up dormant underwater volcanoes and multiplying the frequency of global earthquakes. Back on the surface, human infrastructure crumbles. Nearly 90% of all international cargo travels by sea. With those shipping routes transformed into endless deserts, global trade halts, and the international food supply chain is severed. Between the loss of rain, shifting tectonic plates, and empty grocery store shelves, human civilization rapidly shrinks. Nations close their borders, fighting over remaining pockets of fresh water instead of oil. Years later, Earth is silent. The crashing waves are replaced by barren valleys of cracked salt and ancient rock. To younger generations, the ocean is a myth, a story told by grandparents about water that stretched beyond the horizon. This scenario is fiction. The oceans are not vanishing overnight, but they are undergoing a measurable transformation right now. Water temperatures are consistently rising. Ocean acidity is surging, destroying thousands of square miles of coral reef, and the rate of marine species loss accelerates every year. We have an inescapable reliance on the sea. It regulates our climate, connects our continents, and ensures the economic survival of billions of people who depend on fleets like these. The ocean does not need humanity to survive. We require it for every breath we take, every drop of rain that falls, and every crop we harvest. Perhaps our greatest mistake isn't failing to imagine a world without the ocean. It's living our daily lives as if it has already disappeared.